I was out at dinner and I saw somebody wearing one of my shirts. It was awesome. You know what I mean? There's a connection there of like, that was a drawing on a piece of paper that went to, you know, a sample form. We made adjustments, all these things, and then some kids stood in front of a whole rack and wall of giant, look at the store, it's packed full of stuff, and picked your shirt out of everything in there and thought, you know what, this represents me and what I'm all about, and that's a really cool connection. I look at the fabrics, I know exactly, you know, what the logo and the placement and the ad campaign. If you think about it, like, my name's on it, so if it doesn't succeed, it's a part of me. By the time I was getting tired of snowboarding, there was skateboarding, so I started skating. And then by the time I was tired of skating, it was back to the winter. I think that's the same when it comes to things like this. I mean, I can only snowboard for how many hours out of a day, and then what else do you do with your time? You know, it's fun to have things to work on. I wouldn't call it a falling out, but there's just kind of like a missing communication when the last X Games came around. And so, yeah, I sat it out and I was like, okay, that's fine. And I had other competitions I was doing. And so I think we're still kind of in that scenario. I've been invited this time. So yeah, it's kind of like, just kind of taking my time to decide, I guess. I think you got to do just what feels right, what your gut tells you. I mean, everything that's happened in my life is from following my instincts. There's a disconnect of who I was in the media and on retail, I guess, and display, and who I was actually. It's not something that I'm putting out there that's like, oh, this would be something that would be great that sells. You know, this is something that is me, and to kind of change and deviate from what I've been portrayed as before is very nice to, I call it like being in my own skin finally.